Yo, what's going on, everybody? Josh coming at you with another video. Thanks for coming back and sticking with me. Yeah, so a lot has happened since my last video, and this is actually the second time I recorded this video because I had to shoot a wedding this weekend, and like a complete idiot, I formatted my memory cards, completely forgetting that I had a total video shot on these cards, so all got erased. Oh well, what are you gonna do, right? So yeah, man, since my last video, some things have happened. Like I said, there is one big thing that has happened, and I made another purchase and a little bit of an upgrade, you may say, and it is this. The 2018 Alta MXR. Yes, that's right. There's an Alta in my garage. I can't believe it. Guys, I have wanted this thing for years. I've been drooling over the videos I've watched on YouTube. And to me, this has just been like the holy grail of the electric world. And you know, it's here. I finally got one. I paid a pretty penny for it. Yes, I did, but it's okay. I was able to find this off of a seller in the Alta forum. And this guy was in Michigan, had it sitting in his showroom for like, I think it was like 2 years, only rode it once, still had the dealer tag hanging from the handlebar. So essentially this thing's practically brand new. It's filthy dirty right now because I took it out for its virgin ride, and I dirtied it all up. So I still haven't done a full good wash on it. The old KTM's pretty dirty too over here. But yeah, so man, it's here. It showed up, and I'm gonna show you some quick video footage of the day it arrived. So check this out. Look at this guy. So muddy. About time for a wash. Well, there was so much mud on it, it was a pain to clean. Put some scratches on it when I fell the other day off a jump. Scratched that pipe all up. Oh well. And we got this guy all cleaned up as well. I gotta do some tender love and care in this thing. I think this guy needs some new bearings in there. It's creaking. I don't think it's the pedals. I think it's the crank. So we'll see. Boots are clean too. Spray some scrubbing bubbles on them and they shine right up. This is what I used to clean the Ryobi 40 volt power wash. It takes two 40 volt batteries. Can operate off of one, but I use both obviously. Gets me through a full wash of those bikes. And I have another battery in there I can switch out if I need to. Bike's all clean. Put back in the garage. Electric bike. All clean. Now I'm just waiting for the truck. The truck with my new toy. It's like Christmas morning for me. You're supposed to be here an hour ago. Still not here. So while I'm waiting, I figured let me get something done. So I got my Fox 40 airline gloves here. I absolutely love these gloves. Best feel. Touch is amazing. And only bad thing about them is they rip really easily. So I got a seam right here, so I'm sewing them all back up. Got the handy sewing kit here. I gotta pass the time somehow, right? Oh, looks like he's here. Finally, let's see what's going on. There it is. It's coming out. How long did it take you to get here?
About like 10 hours.
From Michigan?
From Michigan, yeah. Maybe 11. Maybe 11.
That's pretty quick, actually.
Yeah,
You made good time. So you do this for a living?
Yeah. Yep. That's what I do.
It's here, guys. It's here. Oh my God. There's actually an Alta sitting in my garage. Got an Alta KTM. Alta KTM. They kind of look the same a little bit, but they're not. Look at this. Still has the dealer price tag on it. Whew. This looks pretty good. Pretty clean. I've not ridden it yet. I just did turn it on and test it out, so it works. I sure freaking hope so.
Actually bigger than I thought it would be. It's like full on size, man. I'm feeling I have to mess with these bars and get them the way I like them. So they're definitely further back than the bars on the KTM, which took me a while to get them exactly where I like them, but it's like riding a mountain bike on that thing now, and I kind of want these to be the same way, so probably have to trim a little bit off the edge for the tight trees. Makes a big difference.
So as you can see, I was pretty excited, you know, and a couple nights later, I was able to take it out on its first ride, and I'm also going to show you a quick clip, just a cell phone video real quick, of my first reaction the night I rode this thing, and I think it's kind of funny, you know, what my reaction was, so check this clip out. Guys, never in my entire life have I had that much fun. I'm blown away. I'm absolutely blown away at this Alta 2018 MXR. It is, I heard all the stories, I've seen the videos, and I thought, oh, well, you know, yeah, it's probably fast, it's probably fun, whatever. Words don't do justice how easy to ride this is, how intuitive it is, how you can do things, at least I can do things on this in ways I just can't do it on my KTM 350. It stops on a dime. It stops on a dime. And when you can stop on a dime in the woods, tight, these are tight trails. I mean, like constant turns and roots and dips and whoops and holes, logs, everything. But when you can stop on a dime, like this bike does, I have, as you can see here, I have a front left-hand rear brake. Put that on, it's a KTM Brembo brake, and then you got your right-hand brake. I'm actually going to change this to an Enduro Mountain Engineering lever, so it's just easier to do with one finger. But and it's fast. I only really stayed in map 2 the whole time. Map 2 is plenty. Map 4 is just absolutely insane. It's just unnecessary. It's just absolute ridiculous power that's unnecessary in the woods. Map 2 is where it's at for me. Battery power, I'm at less than half. I probably use 60, maybe 65% of the battery. I did maybe, man, I don't even know. I did maybe 13 miles. Switch this back. So I did maybe 13 miles. I don't know. Like you said, I ride fast. I was twisting the throttle hard the whole time. So I probably use more battery power than most people will if you're not on an MX track. I'm definitely going to have to get a generator. I know that. Generator for sure. Because I'm going to want to be riding more than an hour. I know that. It's just so much fun. It's so fast. It's just instant throttle. It's intuitive. It just freaking goes, man. Just blown away. It's so bad. Hey! So yeah, man, as you can see, I was super psyched. I had a lot of fun. It's such a great bike. I'm probably even gonna take it out for another ride after I shoot this video tonight. So I'm just gonna go over a few things, you know, few first impressions that, you know, things I didn't cover in that video about this bike, what I think of it so far. I've done a couple things to it so far. You know, upgrades, as you would say. These bikes come with a 19-inch wheel. I switched it to an 18-inch Warp 9 Elite reel, bought that off eBay, and I put a Dunlop MX12 motor sand tire on that. It is a 110, 118, and man, this tire is freaking awesome for the conditions that I ride in South Jersey here, the sandy, loamy, trail type stuff. This thing rips. It throws dirt all over the woods. It's just a ripper of a tire. I also put, as you saw in the video I talked about, I put a left-hand rear brake on the bike. So I took the foot brake off, removed that, ran my line. You see a lot of guys in the instructions in KTM, it says to run it, you know, take the shroud off, run it outside. No way, I don't like that look. You should do it the proper way. I ran it up here through the frame, inside comes down here. So it's not sticking, hanging out anywhere. Run it down here. Of course, I had to bleed the brakes. You know, you gotta have yourself some mineral fluid. I had DOT 4.1 fluid I used, I bled them. And it has some amazing action. It locks this wheel up super easy, one finger. I also changed the levers to Midwest Mountain Engineering levels, which I like because it gives you a nice one finger pull for braking. So you're not hitting your knuckles with the rest of the lever if you're using one finger. Love these levers. They make it actually a little bit of an easier pull too. Having both brakes like this, I like a mountain bike style. This bike stops on a dime and it just makes it so much easier to control and go fast and hit your turns. And it's hard to explain to you. See, I actually also have one on my KTM here, the 350. This is the KTM 350 XCF 2017. Super fast bike. Love this bike as well. On this bike, I retained the foot brake there. So this is the type from Oxbrake Pro where you put a cylinder down here, the foot brake goes on top of it so you can use both of them. So if one breaks, you still got the other one, which is actually pretty cool. I love this handbrake on this guy for slower type riding on tight trails. If I have to come into a turn super fast on a turn, on this one, I'll use the foot brake. But back to this, the handbrakes are totally sufficient on this. Love it. Foot pegs are fine. I'm probably not going to change the foot pegs. I don't have a problem with those. They're actually wider, bigger. They're nice. I don't have a problem with this. I also put a kickstand on this, and I'll show you in the video. I actually put a larger foot on the kickstand so it has a little better stability when you put it down on the kickstand. Now, one thing with the kickstand does stick out a little bit. When you're sitting on the bike with just sneakers on, you can feel it and it's kind of annoying. But when I wear my motocross boots, I didn't really notice it at all. I guess because it's that extra padding, the extra thickness. Didn't really notice it. So that was one thing I was worried about. I'm glad that it's not going to be a problem because I like being able to have the kickstand in the woods. If you stop, it's nice to be able to put the bike over on a kickstand. Next thing I did, I took the display here, took it off the middles where it's come from the factory. I took it out of that rubber casing. I had to cut it, and I bought this aluminum billet display protector, mounted it right here in front. So now in the middle, I will have my tack mount that I mount in the middle for my cell phone, which I use as a GPS on the trails. That will mount here, so I'll have dual displays here. So the next thing I did on this was I mounted the Cycra Ultra Pro Bends, the HCL version, and I love the HCL version because it has the clamps which integrate as part of your bar mount clamps. Gives us a bit more sturdiness. It won't turn like it will, like the ones I had, the Pro Bend Ultras on the KTM, which I guess it's not bad if you hit something, they bend, but they always loosen up on any kind of fall. I'm not a fan of that, and I like how these mount, and it gives you a little extra space on your bar here. So I'm a huge fan of these. I actually got them used on eBay off another Alta, which is kind of hilarious. I also have Pro Taper, I think it's 1/4 waffle grips, which are the super sticky soft versions. These things are like super tacky. If you never tried these, they're actually really nice. So I figured I'd try these. They were cheap. I assume they're gonna wear out pretty fast because of how soft they are, but for now it's gonna be worth it. For me, these bars are pretty good. I don't mind the bend on these bars. The sweep isn't bad either. I like the less sweep because I like my bike to feel more like a mountain bike when I'm riding it, and I don't like raised bars. Although on the electric bike I had to have raised bars, the other bike, the old bike, because how low it was, but this one's much higher, so I didn't want the bars to be raised up. So I just tilted them forward a little bit, and that suited me perfectly. I will say the seat on this is hard. It's a hard seat. It's pretty hard. On my KTM, I ordered the soft seat from KTM Power Sports, and that one, I love that seat. I wish I could get that soft one for this. I know like Seat Concept sells a soft seat, but then you gotta take this apart and you gotta re-staple it up. So I don't feel like dealing with that for now, so I'm just gonna kind of leave it for now. So I also got a new black fender. This is the fender off 2017 Honda CRF. Same thing that's on the front, the white one. So I'm replacing this with black fork guards as well. And then I got a full graphics kit from SKDA, full graphics kit that I will be putting on the bike as well. This white theme is gonna go away. It's gonna have this really nice, cool black, blue, and white theme, which is gonna look pretty awesome, hopefully. And I'm gonna, as soon as I wash this clean up, I will mount those new graphics on. I also bought new shrouds from Liquid Performance off eBay, which I'll be putting the graphics on. And I'll keep these as extras in case I need them, in case I break one. I also put a new chain on. I got the Pro Taper Pro Slim O-ring chain, which is, I love it. It's 2 millimeters thinner than a regular O-ring chain. I like the O-ring chains because they don't really stretch out. They're strong. You don't have to really lube them like you do a regular chain. At least I don't. I've never had a problem with them. This is running stock gearing 12 in the front, 53 in the back. I noticed the chain that came on it from the factory was actually really loud. And the first time I rode this, I was like, oh man, this is way louder than I thought it was gonna be, and it was kind of a concern. So I got this chain, I read it on the forum, some guys use this chain, so grab this, put it on, way quieter. I was like, oh, good grief, thank goodness. Much quieter, big relief. If you need a chain, especially a narrower chain and a strong one, that's the thing, this chain's cold forged, so it still has that tensile strength of a regular full-size O-ring chain. I went and got a couple copies of the key made. It only cost me $2. I bought the key, well, it cost me $2 to get them copied. I bought a couple extras off eBay, and then I got 2 copies because it only came with 1 key. I don't know if it comes with another one from the factory, but the guy I bought it off of, he only had 1. So just to be safe, this doesn't really come out if it's on, but just to be safe, I keep another one in my camel pack or my USWE pack. And then, you know, I keep another one here just in case I lose it. Because if you lose it and you're out in the woods, then you're crap out of luck. You can't run the bike. I was expecting more battery life out of this. That was one of the things. That's the only gripe I have about this thing is that battery life. I was talking to Electro Brap about it, and you know, he's got a lot of experience with this, and you know, I maybe that the fact that this thing sat on a full charge in the showroom for almost 2 years, that could have maybe degraded the cells. Who knows? It could be the case, or maybe the case that I'm just a super throttle hog, and I was pretty much ripping the throttle everywhere I went in those trails, throwing dirt everywhere. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have to ride it easier if I want to get more mileage out of it. But it's so much fun to rip that throttle, so it's kind of hard to not crank on it. I ordered a new headlight for this, a Baja Designs headlight, which I'm going to mount on the front. And I'm not sure if I'm actually going to hook up the light to the bike because there is a 12-volt aux line in the front, but I was talking to somebody on the Alta forum and he told me that he has to replace some of the DC converters on the top of the battery because it can go bad if it takes too much of a load over time. And I definitely don't want that to happen. So in that case, I might just put a lithium rechargeable battery behind the plate right on top of it in case I need to use light. I really won't be using the light. It's just if I have to hit a stint of road, it's just good to have that light on in case a cop sees you, your bike looks like it's more street legal, which I did not mention. I was able to get this bike made street legal. Yes, I was pretty psyched about that. I had to do a little finessing at the DMV a couple times to get it street legal, but I made it happen. Major stress off my shoulders because where we ride in Jersey, you're supposed to have a plate on your bike. Not everybody does, but if you do get pulled over, they can impound your bike, and then you have problems. Along the same lines, I got this Acerbis plate holder, which just like on the KTM, I'm going to mount the plate here. That will go under the rear fender here, and you know, if I do put another little small lithium battery on here, I will wire this up through the frame under the seat, right on up into a switch that I'll mount on the handlebars. So that's stuff that I got to do in the future. I also put these hooks on the fork mounts for when I put the bike on the carrier. It's so much nicer to just have to put your hooks right on these babies and crank it down. I have one on the KTM, it works perfectly. It just makes loading your bike up on the carrier a lot easier instead of wrapping the straps around your bars and tighten them, and then it rubs the paint off your bars, which I'm not a fan of either. So these hooks are awesome. They're cheap. They're like $6 on Amazon. They're steel. They hold up. They're not going anywhere. They're tough. I did get the fast charger, the 220 volt fast charger, which comes with it. I haven't tried the 220 volts because I don't have a 220 volt line to plug it into. I didn't until I just got this generator here, and I'll show you a shot of that So as you can see here, I got the Briggs & Stratton Q6500 generator. This is a 240 volt, 120, 240 volt generator. I will bring this with me when I go on rides. So basically what I'll do is I'll ride it, kill the battery, bring this out, charge it for an hour, eat lunch, whatever, take a break, and then head out and take another ride. So this bike will pretty much be used for rides where it's either, me by myself or me with some guys who don't like to go crazy on, distance, but like to take a break sometimes. That's kind of the type of rides I'll be using this bike for, as opposed to the KTM where we just take rides that go for like 40, 50 miles of just straight, fast-paced single track, where this wouldn't be able to handle that because the battery would die, halfway through the ride. So hopefully this thing works out. We'll see. I haven't even started it yet or tried it. Currently there's a startup process you have to do. I haven't messed with it yet, but that should be interesting. So yeah, that's a quick summary so far of what I've done and process. I'll give you more videos as we go along, putting the new graphics on. If I do anything else, maybe wiring the light in to a battery, because that could apply to a lot of different things actually. But it's exciting. I can't wait to get out there, ride it, get some ride footage, riding videos. It's kind of tough. It'd be nice if I can get somebody out there with me, because it's tough doing off-bike camera work when you're the only guy. You're on the bike, off the bike, on the bike, moving the camera, moving to another bike, get off the bike, set it up. It's a lot of work. It's a pain in the butt. But it'll be worth it if I, well, I shouldn't say that, because a lot of guys found out I got this. There's like 4 different groups I ride with on this guy, but a lot of guys found out I got this and, they want to try it out. It was, oh, I got to try it, oh, I want to try it. But I'm like, all right, just nobody crash it, because it's not like I can just go to the repair shop and, get this or that fixed. And that's kind of the gamble you take with buying one of these things, right? I mean, there's only, I think, 1,000 total of these in the entire world. Not even just this year, but I think all the years combined. So they're not a common thing, and they're very hard to find. It's hard to get one. But thanks for checking out this video. Leave any questions in the comments. Until next time, have a fun ride.